had done it. And then we went out and had an exploratory look, and we realized we had to go a lot further. And then the more we looked, it was like it could never end. So 5 expeditions before I finally gave it up, 260 days, 15,000 miles, of course. And now we know. And so now I'm forced again to come out constantly and blog about it and push so people could even find out about it. The media didn't report on not a single aspect of it.
They never have.
But yet 2 sentences out of 500 videos was worthy of all the mainstream media pummeling me worldwide. It's the most bizarre thing imaginable.
Yeah.
And they never included that I'd done those expeditions. They call me an internet nut job, basically. And we're not just...
Fine. When they're dying of cancer in their bed, they'll remember what they did and what they took part in. And I hope they keep it in mind as they're slipping away. They're killing people. When the people could have a chance if they knew what they were up against. All right, the best I can offer you is the bio superfood, and it works. It was proven at Chernobyl. Please consider doing that for yourself. Tastes fine. Little tiny green capsules of nothing but nutrition. Made in Kamchatka, in Russia, shipped over here, encapsulated, and it's ready. All right, we'll be back with Dana in just a couple minutes. Welcome back. Talking with Dana Durnford. Yoshi is in Hong Kong. Hopefully we'll connect with him next week. Okay. The latest stories, if you've been watching them, continue to get worse and worse, just as we predicted almost 5 years ago on this program. You can see Bob Nichols' latest Your Radiation This Week, number 31. He's putting that out every week for us. Very important. Giant whales pile up on the Pacific West Coast dead. They're all emaciated. They are starving to death, literally starving to death. They cannot find any food. These magnificent creatures are being killed because the Pacific Ocean is devoid of life. The great schools of tuna, gone. Sardines, gone. Anchovies, gone. Herring, virtually gone. The radiation has continued 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. It is not going to stop. They are no closer now dealing with Fukushima than they were 2, 3, 4 years ago. They don't know what to do. They really don't have the technology. There's nothing on the drawing board. There's no plan. They are pretending in Japan like life is normal. You can't see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, so no problem. Unfortunately, the cancer statistics show otherwise. U.S. fetal harm may have occurred due to Fukushima. Well, you can count on that. Wind spreads Hanford radioactive waste toward a major highway. And then the feds announced that they are going to postpone Hanford remediation for 17 years before they begin to start cleaning up Hanford nuclear waste. These are just the underground tanks. So why would the U.S. postpone for 17 years cleaning up something that is known to be causing cancer and poisoning the environment and getting into the Columbia River? You figure it out. Radioactive waste grows as Japan residents resist new disposal plans. Here's a mushroom from Iwaki, W-A-K-I with an I in front of it. 14,290 becquerels per kilogram of cesium-134 and 137 in Iwaki mushrooms. All right, this has doubled in 1 year. It has doubled in 1 year. You get the picture. It's getting worse. Fukushima disease now, the creation of virtual world-based radiation. Virtual world. In other words, they're talking about cyber modeling, and when you see it, it's grim. World exposed to 2,000 plus nuclear weapons tests, as if Fukushima isn't bad enough. Those weapons tests are still floating around in the atmosphere. They go back to the 1950s and late 40s, I guess. World exposed to 2,000 weapons tests, and then they go on to tell people that the Nevada area is now facing the threat of radioactive water. The farmers there, 1,400 farms in one area, radiation in the water supply. Radioactive grass being given to Fukushima cattle ranches to feed their cows with. Isn't that nice? You get the picture. These stories are to be found at the top center column, headline news stories at Rense around the clock for you. And you can do your research there anywhere you want, but just do it. Talking to Dana Durnford, who has already paid an extraordinary price for his heroism, and we'll continue to support him. Do you think there's a chance they may just drop this thing, Dana?
I don't want them to drop it.
You what?
I don't want them to drop it.
No, this is your chance, of course.
I don't like what you're doing to me. I can't.
I mean, and they may drop it in a defensive mood. They don't know. Maybe they now realize what they've gotten themselves into.
I think they're spineless worms, and that they got arms and legs sewed onto them, and they got to get someone to hold up their head and every night. I think they're doing it was to strip the site, strip that data as this starts to roll itself out. The deaths of the Pacific, I'm not sure how anybody understands the significance. I really don't sometimes. I know your listeners do, my listeners do, and that they have supported me through thick and thin and through my mood swings and everything else as I come to terms with what I'm up against, because I'm on the front line in their faces all the time. And so I expect the blowback, but I need massive support to protect me. And so I'm always trying to rally. And sometimes I take it too far, but I don't want this job in the first place. And so I'll do every venue in the book just to try to get this to happen. And it's regrettable in some senses, but I'm still glad it's me, and I'm glad it's you guys on that other side of
Well, we couldn't have anybody better in your position. That's for damn sure. Your knowledge and wisdom are extraordinary in what you've contributed already, and I hope you can get those videos cleaned up enough to where you can repost them soon. I don't know how or where, but we need those videos. They show extraordinary truths.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and the reality of it is that we can't give up, and that there is no future unless we push with everything we got for one, and we try to create one. And there's no way forward unless we make that way forward first, because they're not going to have any paths or any lights on that road. We got to be the light. We got to be the road. We got to do it ourselves. We can't depend upon them anymore. As you know, Jeff.
No, not at all.
No.
All right. So what are we looking at here? We're going into winter. The weather you're talking about is super El Nino down this way. Are you seeing the storms come ashore as usual yet up there?
It's not. I'm not really paying attention to the weather per se, because after a whole year of trying to get out there and back and forth, I'm just now I got all this other misery cast up on me, and overall to that challenge, I got no issues with that, but I can't do it on my own, and so I'm constantly worried about what are they trying to accomplish? How can they accomplish anything by doing what they're doing to me outside of making everybody upset and rallying people around?
Well, there's no such thing as bad publicity, Dana, when you have the truth.
True.
You have the truth, and so they're giving you free publicity because you will be proven right. You will be utterly vindicated.
So far, in the system itself, inside the system, everybody's got kids gloves, and everybody's, except for the actual conspirators themselves, but everybody else, the middlemen in the justice system itself, have treated me with dignity and respect and tolerance. But I think they understand that it's not them that's issued the warrant, that they're just the middlemen, so to speak, and
right.
They understand that this is not normal. And like the lawyer said to me in court, he said, the duty lawyer, so you can get in and out a little quicker.
Uh-huh.
He said, you're not on the list. I got nothing here on you. I said, that's because it's an extinction event playing out in the Pacific Ocean. Now,
Wow.
he spent the next 5 minutes talking to me about the extinction event.
Really?
Instead of my court case. He wanted to wrap his mind around it.
Yeah.
That was intriguing because he said, the first thing he said to me, he looks at me and he says, an extinction event? He said, you're not the normal drink of water I get here, are you, Dana? And I said, look, I'm not. I got 10,000 pictures, 25,000 supporting documentations, 5,000 pictures of the reactors on top of that. We got underwater footage throughout the coastline, the whole story, so to speak. And he said, well, why do you call it an extinction event at the very end? The cliche for me is always, if the 5,600 species that are supposed to be in our tidal pool are missing, the other 4 million should fill up that gap immediately. And every single millimeter should be jostling life. And it never done that. It's all gone. Birds, the insects, the faunas, the floras, the mammals were all gone. And so it's 100% confirmed now. And that's where I think.
Do you think he heard you? Is he going to do his own research, or is he going to just leave it? A lot of people, when they get it, they don't want to know anymore. They just want to go about their lives.
He's an ex-prosecutor, 15 years and 10 years. He was doing duty lawyering that day. And so he's going to call me in a day or so. But like I told him, I want to be able to be the guy who runs the case, but I can't do a case with a lawyer in my corner. That's illegal in Canada. Yeah. You do that with a criminal charge like that.
Right.
And so he said, well, can you teach me? I said, yes, but it's going to take forever. This is not, you take a 9/16-inch wrench and you pull the plug out. And this is all the minutiae of the minutiae of the details are the very foundation of the argument itself. And you have to walk the walk, talk the talk in order to be able to understand how to defeat them. Just a simple sentence.
Of course.
And that's why I'm glad it's us, me in particular, but I have to rally. I desperately need support at the stage to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm just starting to fight my second court appearance, and I don't have the ability to do this properly. And I have 6 lawsuits that I could launch. I have 6 people I would like to get arrested, and blah 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 that are involved in this, and that I like to swing the charges to the other foot. I want to
that would be a stroke of genius if you could do it.
I want to bring it to him, but I need support to do that. And
all right.
you can do that at my site for sure.
Okay, thenuclearproctologist.org. All right. Thank you, Dana. You be well. Take care of yourself. Good night. All right. Wow. What a powerful 3 hours. We're going to rerun the program right now. Hopefully everything goes well with the rerun. We'll find out. Take care. Be back live tomorrow night.